Hello guys, welcome again. So let's talk about Bitcoin. As you can see here, we have a new weekly close. So let me show you something. Last week, maybe no, it was September 19, maybe 10 days ago. Bitcoin was around $117,000 around here, as you can see here, and also 1 month ago, Bitcoin was here. So why is very important here? Well, I want to show you my system. My system fired a buy signal here in September 1st. And as you can see, where the target, of course, is the resistance, where is the volume profile around $117,000. And after that, Bitcoin fired another sell signal. And now it was to the downside. Of course, I opened a short position, and as you can see, it's a textbook. Well, it's very not predictable, but because I'm following a seasonal trading, as you can see, it's working. Now, what I'm looking for right now, Bitcoin is actually this weekend with this drop, Bitcoin was testing here this area of support, right? This is support. That's why I said to you, hey, careful here because no shorts here, no shorts. It's very important to understand like Bitcoin now is testing support here, and now it's about to fire a buy signal. Of course, this one could be a fake signal, but as long as the OBB is above the moving average, as you can see here, is above the moving average, I am still, well, kind of bullish, looking for just more sideways action. So that's why I open a long position here at $109,700, following the 12-hour signal here. As you can see here, we have this signal in this candle here, and after that, we got this bounce where usually the target is CME55 around $113,000, 112. Actually, it's almost there. But as you can see here, Bitcoin is in sideways. I cannot tell when we know it's in sideways. First of all, the first hint is the moving average, the ME55 in this case. They are flat, right? They are like this, flat. So there is no price, there is no trend. That's my point. So that's why the strategy should be a little bit different. Instead of just waiting for a breakout, because that is the worst thing to trade, I am just buying support, selling resistance. So right now here I am in long position. I protected my entry, and of course I am looking for a potential buy signal here. So I am in long position right now around here and looking for a potential $115,000 because this is resistance. I am not expecting a new high. Actually, I'm expecting Bitcoin is gonna start making higher lows. So that's why my support, my stop loss was like this. Now I move my entry. Now I don't have a stop loss. Actually, it's just a stop above my entry. So I protected my entry. Of course, my risk management is the most important thing here. So I don't have anything to lose here if actually Bitcoin just crash to $105,000 or $107,000. So right now I'm in profit. I am like 2% profit. Yeah, kind of. So what I'm expecting to see for Bitcoin right now is eventually is making higher lows. So as you can see here, we have this. This is the high here. Potentially this could be the top of the market. I can tell you right now, potentially this one, it could be the top of the market. I am in short position, of course, here in my main account. Here, $120,000 is my short position here. I am in a weekly swing position, so I'm planning to hold this position for at least all the year. And also we have a first higher low, right? So this high is lower than this one, that's why it's a higher low. Now, the good news is Bitcoin is making a lower high here, of course, in the bottom, in this area. This is the low, and this one is higher than this previous low. So what is this telling me? Potentially Bitcoin will start making higher lows and doing something like this. So compressing here, looking for a potential breakout here, maybe in the long term, maybe by the end of the month. Now, the odds are to the downside. I have to be honest with you. To the downside, yeah. I am actually bearish in the long term for Bitcoin, looking for actually continuation to the downside, looking for maybe 94, 95. Why? Because we have a monthly, well, we have a sell signal here, a very strong bearish divergence, not just only in momentum. Also, we have here in OBB is obvious, Bitcoin is trending to the downside here. So we have not only one, we have two better divergences in for Bitcoin. So that's why the obvious target here in the long term, maybe by the end of the month or November, should be $94,000. Of course, we have to wait more time, right? But yeah, that is a projection right now. And now we will see monthly by monthly. Sorry, we will see. We have a monthly sell signal right now here. Let me show you here. We have this monthly sell signal. The only reason why Bitcoin is still holding is because the ADX is positive here, it's still positive. But the only thing Bitcoin needs to do is just break $107,000 and closing below there. I think it's not gonna close this month, potentially next month. But as you can see here, we have some resistance. As you can see, we have some candles here, like finally showing potentially this could be potentially the top for long term. So $107,000, 108. This is the area actually we have to watch. We contested this area a few days ago, and as you can see, we have this bounce. Now, the thing here is like the monthly, and not just only that, we have also bi-monthly is about to fire a sell signal. Technically speaking, I can tell you we are about to enter in a bear market. Yeah, in a very soon, potentially next year. Why? Historically speaking, every time when you have this signal, right, there is no fake signal until now. There is no fake signal here, and also here, right? We don't have fake signals here. We have 2018, 2021, and now 2025. Yeah, what the target is, every time when we saw this signal, the crash was around 66%, and here was 70%. So 65%, 70%. So 65% is around $40,000. 70% is TDK. So technically speaking, if looks like we are very close, or potentially Bitcoin actually already print the top of this market, and the target should be next year 2026 around $30,000 around there, according to this, of course, this chart. We have to wait all 2026. So that's why as investor I am waiting for this since 2023. So the time to buy Bitcoin again and crypto is coming. Now let's continue with Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, I know you are looking for your bull market in all seasons, but the problem with that is actually this is the trend, and the trend is your friend until the end. So as I said before, buy signal here again, your alt season, game over. Actually, it wasn't alt season, it was just a healthy short-term correction. And as you can see here, this thing is gonna pump, or maybe potential new all-time high. Yeah, because we are in Bitcoin season, we are not in altcoin season. Sorry, I know maybe your YouTuber or crypto whatever is telling you something else, but technically speaking, the trend is your friend until the end, and this thing is to the upside. Now in one day chart, as you can see here, well, the most important one for me is the weekly chart in the long term, because I don't trade futures in altcoins. So that's why looking for another test of maybe 65, 64 in the long term. Now let's continue with the USD dominance. Remember, this one is a contrarian indicator. Here I am bullish in weekly chart, very bullish. This is beautiful close here. OBB is trending to the upside. This thing is getting ready for a breakout. Of course, it's gonna take time, maybe in October, November, but yeah, this is in the short term. I mean, well, one day chart, we will see a potential long. We will see a sell signal here, a potential test to maybe 4.44% potentially, yes, but this is a beautiful consolidation. USD dominance is actually consolidating, and we will see a major crash for Bitcoin potentially. Yeah, actually, I can tell you, I am 80% sure like Bitcoin finally is printing the top of the market. So weekly chart breaking the high of April 2025 is actually very concerning. And the last thing I want to do is just will be breaking the zero line here without the move here not happening with low volatility. Get ready, because if that happens, I'm gonna start calling for a massive crash all the way down to maybe $65,000. Please don't try to. It's the worst moment to be bullish right now. Like, stupid, like people are so dumb sometimes. Sorry for saying that, but yeah, without them we need them, because without them we cannot actually make profits. But look at this, OBB is wonderful, breaking the high of March 2025, and actually the price is not moving. I mean, it's not moving. This is accumulation, my friend. This is accumulation. We will see potentially next close a buy signal here. I am very bullish here. Well, technically speaking, I can tell you, Bitcoin, there is a very high probability we already saw the top of the market at $123,000. There is a very strong probability. So get ready, because all the altcoins will just keep crashing the next year, 50, 70, 80%. Yeah, Black Friday 2026 is gonna be awesome. So now let's continue with altcoins. Let me show you here altcoins. First of all, let's start with Ethereum. Ethereum tested MA55. Remember, in the short term, we will see a bounce here. We will see potentially a bounce, looking for 4,500, 600, no more than that. And after that, continuation to the downside. Why? Because we have a strong bearish divergence in the monthly. Is terrible here. This bearish divergence here, looking for 2026 potentially, or by the end of the year, $2,000 potentially. I know it's crazy, but well. I'm showing you the long term. Here's a signal ADX confirmation. So this is to the downside in the long term. The following 3 months, all the crypto space is gonna just crash. BNB, I think BNB is the only altcoin in the market I see is actually very bullish. Not just only in price, in momentum, and also volume. It's very bullish. It's the only one. But I have this rule: if I don't see Bitcoin bullish, I don't trade altcoins. I don't trade altcoins. Actually, I don't trade altcoins. I buy altcoins. I don't trade altcoins. I buy altcoins in a spot. 1 year, 2. Yeah, that is the way how I actually work with altcoins, because the volatility is extremely high. Now, Solana, as you can see, all the market in the short term. I mean, this week, potentially next week, I am expecting a bounce here for all the crypto space. But after that bounce potentially is gonna be another short opportunity, looking for lower prices. So be careful here if you are actually bullish here, because well, looks like the market is getting ready for a big move, but to the downside. That's the point, to the downside. Cardano, very interesting, right? Cardano actually just not crash, but well, let me see, is 20%. But in the stock market, they will be crazy if they see 20% crash, right? But well, this is just a correction here. I was looking for this 0.75, 0.80%, 80 cents, sorry. But overall, in the long term is my concern. This thing actually is getting ready for a crash, all the way down, potentially again to 0.55, 60. And that area breaks, potentially we could see 0.40 again in the long term. XRP is a signal ADX negative. I'm looking for a 1.90, $1 with 90 cents and $2. If this area breaks, you will see a major crash. Now let's continue with more altcoins. Let me see if I can see something interesting here. Link. Well, all the market is the same. All of the crypto currencies, all of them, they are getting ready for a major drop in the following months. So that's why risk management is the most important thing here. In my case, I open a long position here for Bitcoin, because I'm expecting Bitcoin is in sideways right now, right? It's in sideways here. Yeah, I am in long position right now, but I protected my entry. Yeah, my entry right now, I don't have a stop loss anymore. My entry is here. If Bitcoin just crashed to zero, it's going to zero. I don't care, because I will not lose anything. The only thing I have to pay is just the fees of the exchange. That's all. Okay. So risk management is extremely important. Now let's continue with this dominance only in 1-day chart. In 1-day chart and 2-day chart, let me show you here. There is a bearish divergence here in 2-day chart in USD dominance. So that's why I'm looking for a bounce for Bitcoin, more sideways, but overall 80%. There is a very high probability right now Bitcoin actually is printing the top of the market. $123,000 potentially. It was actually the top of the market. Let's see. If I'm right, Bitcoin shouldn't break actually 117, maximum 115, something like this, making just higher lows, right? And potentially getting ready for the resolution of this move around here, maybe in October, November. Okay, now let's continue with the stock market. The stock market is very interesting. Remember, it's Monday here, so always Monday is the day for the stock market. First of all, I'm gonna start with Adobe. Adobe is actually my baby here. I am very bullish here, very bullish. That is something I love about the stock market. The volatility is a joke, so that's why you have plenty of time to enter, right? For example, here bullish divergence here, OBB very healthy, and not just only that, we will see a buy signal very soon in the monthly. This thing is gonna pump to 500, even more, a little bit more, maybe 600 in the long term, of course. EMD, let me show you here my target hit, of course, in weekly chart. Let me show you here. It's beautiful entry here. Yep, this is the area to start taking profits. Baba hit my target very well after 6 months, very nice. And also Nvidia is actually my concern right now. Nvidia is looking for getting ready for a pullback. If this pullback happens, Nvidia is gonna crash potentially 30%, 35%. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be a buy opportunity, yes, but well, as you can see here, the monthly is looking very interesting as well. We have a better variance in OBB. Overall is healthy, but in my case, I don't feel comfortable holding this thing. I want to see another major pullback like 2022, something like this, right? In the next buy opportunity is when we enter here, and after that continuation, right? No shorts, please don't short the market, not yet. Oracle, same thing here. This is very bullish. I am very bullish. This thing since the crash of 2000. Well, actually, the crash of 2008, nothing happened with this asset. This is very bullish. Every time when it says in the MI55, well, this is the buy opportunity you want. You see, but now it's very far away. You have to wait. Now let's talk about gold. Gold actually very bullish. My target is 4,000, and I think it's gonna hit 4,000. I don't see any signal, any signs of reversal. I think it's gonna be very good. Now, let's continue with the last one. The last one is Dixie, the dollar. I am very bullish here, and overall, the trend is your friend, and this thing is gonna keep pumping to the upside. So that's why be careful here in the markets. Don't short the market, please. At least you can do whatever you want, right? But don't short the market. As long as America is just printing money, like you know, they are printing, crashing always the dollar. The economy is even getting worse and worse. The stock market should be in uptrend. Maybe at least another, but historically speaking, is every 10 years we can expect a crash. Yep. So potentially we could see a crash maybe in 2027. Yeah, maybe. Okay, guys. I think that's all. That's all for today. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support, and see you tomorrow.